The Seventh-day Adventist Church is as confused as the world today, not only because in Christianity they unite and preach Trinity, but inside the Seventh-day Adventist Church they changed their own religion since 1980 and made it as like the world, like Rome, God in three in one. But there is a deepening priority that the Seventh-day Adventist Church, at least in the Western cultures and the immoral societies of the West, is also the subculture in the church is reflecting what the world is also advocating. Hello, and thank you so much for joining me today. Here, let us examine AdventistToday.org. In its recent article, it banners and in headlines, discovering who we are, relationship and gender identity. 29 of June, 2024, Randy Robertson. Who is Randy Robertson? She, according to this article, she or he, Randy Robertson is a transgender woman, retired United States Air Force, lieutenant colonel and a pilot. She lives on Florida State Space Coast along with her spouse, meaning same sex, of 40 years, and there are 3 cats. They have 2 adult children who live nearby and with whom they enjoy spending time. After retiring from the airport, she spent 4 years as an associate professor of aviation and program directors at Andrews University. That's a Seventh Adventist institution. Since that time, she has worked as a pilot instructor for JetBlue Airlines. In her spare time, she works as an advocate for civil rights and as an advocate for LGBTQI plus people in communities of faith, including Adventist community. Her works extend to include efforts to engage in the national dialogue and advance diversity and civil rights within her profession. In this article, she confessed, I have deep multi-generational ties to this church community, meaning SDA Trinitarian system. I participate not for the doctrinal correctness of the church, meaning I don't care of the correctness of the church. I participate not. I don't care to participate. But because the community of my life is so deeply tied to this subculture. One of the important things I have learned over the past 10 to 15 years is the truth that the stars we tell each other. Yes, truth about abomination and truth about apostasy. The histories that we write all come with a point of view and with lots of baggage, yes, including living in sin and not repenting. Randy Robertson, heralded by the Adventist Today in its banner headline, successful transgender. Does that mean something to you, friends? Our church does not prioritize truth from the Bible. The Bible clearly speaks against homosexual practices, and all the other sins are condemned. The SDA church priority, especially here in the Western societies, the North American division and the European divisions, is diversity. It's not correct Bible doctrine. I call them the confused SDAs. They would like to bless. They would like us to bless their lifestyles and accept and participate in their lifestyles, which we cannot. Thus saith the Lord, abomination. What God calls abomination, I cannot bless. And what God hates, I cannot love. The world would like to legitimize what is illegitimate, moral, and biblical. Friends, we are not here against people. We are here against the demonic whispers, the the reframing, redesigning of God's creation, and the mutilation of truth to fit the mold of the whispers of Satan. The LGBTQ is now leading our churches by being the forefront of diversity. The government support that. And we are called, those of us who are speaking against practices, not human beings, practices of human beings, we are called fundamental haters or terrorists. I don't know with you, friends, but this is the time to get out, quit the Seventh Adventist Trinitarian system, and also their goal and their policy to change the image of God. They want us to bless something that God already cursed, and something that Noah's time was judged, and Sodom and Gomorrah. Remember Noah? Remember Sodom and Gomorrah? We are beginning to be at the apex of that wrath of God unmixed. We are almost there. Friends, let's study the Bible. Get out of the Seventh-day Adventist churches. Leave the Seventh-day Adventist Trinitarian churches. It is not the remnant. It is not the true church. The true church are scattered. The 1872 and 1889 fundamental principles is a Bible-based, pure scriptural teaching of what a Seventh-day Adventist must be and should be. Examine 1872 and 1889 fundamental principles. Go back to the old path of faith. Go back to the old-time religion, to the primitive apostolic faith. We must reject the culture of the world coming into the church, into the community, into our families. Let us fight the good fight of faith. Come out of the Seventh-day Adventist Church Trinitarian system and LGBTQIA indoctrination. May God help us. May His Son comfort us today through His